You're tall. Graham, thank you for an excellent speech. You're an excellent representative for the graduating class. Parents, guests, graduates, and members of the faculty, I'm privileged and honored to be addressing our 2012 senior graduating class. On behalf of Philly and the TPS staff and faculty, the first thing that I would like to say to the graduating class is thank you. Thank you for inviting us in Toronto Prep to be part of your lives and part of your final year of high school. I was fortunate not only to be your principal, but also your teacher and coach, and as such, to experience this group firsthand. Some of you I've only met this year for the first time. Some I've known since you came to us in grade 10, the first year at TPS. Others I've known since grade 7. For some, I've taught older siblings, and in a few cases, I've actually taught parents. A couple I've known since the day you were born. Irrespective of time, you've all left your mark, and I will miss you. I will miss Jillian coming into my office most every morning around 8 a.m. asking me to open up Mr. Moody's room so she can get her day started. I'll miss morning coffee and tea conversations with Julia and Avery. I'll miss away hockey tournaments with the boys. The girls eating lunch by the 5th floor water fountain, the inventive late excuses by a number of you, and there were many. Talks about university, expectations, difficulties, life in general, and the drama of relationships. I will always remember Matt and Lauren anytime the word subsidiary is spoken. I will see Brandon, Ryan, and Blair anytime I see hockey playoff hair. I'll remember the athletic successes enjoyed by this year's crop of grade 12s led by Dylan, Graham, Michael, Mitch, Jonah, Ben, Anna, and supported by so many others. I will remember Dustin and snicker every time the Leafs lose. I'll remember David and Jared every time I go for sushi. Will I have to shoo others out of Mr. Kinnear's room like I did Christina and Lauren when the hour approaches 7 p.m.? Will I ever again witness the artistic ability and creativity of Victoria, Ashley, Julia, and Nathan? I will remember the smiling faces of So Young, Kat, Natalie, and Natalie, and I will surely remember Jen and Elias for being Jen and Elias. Every single one of you has left an impression that has touched the school. The thing I will remember most, though, is how a group of young people came together in their final year of high school and bonded together to make it memorable. Your very nature and qualities enabled this year's graduating class to shape TPS for years to come. You were inclusive of all grades. You were caring and empathetic. You were competitive in a good way. You drove each other to excel, and you exhibited respect and regard for yourselves and others. Your personalities came together and formed a collective group of great young people, one that made the whole greater than the sum of its parts. You are what has made Toronto Prep special, and for this I thank you and congratulate you. There's another group that shares in these accolades, and they are the people who have been most important in forging your character. They tend to be sitting right behind you, your parents. They were there from the beginning, taking you to kindergarten, dropping you off, wiping away your tears, wiping away their tears, and wondering what lay ahead for their babies. And they stood by you through all the ups and downs, weathered the storms, and hoped that you would learn all the important lessons necessary for success. While the school journey where parents are controlling is coming to a close. Your safety net and your scrutiny is getting further away. But your parents have gotten you this far and have put in place a solid foundation that will take you forward, and for this they should be thanked. A rousing chorus of thank you would probably be appropriate right now for that. But it's your day. Back to you, the graduates. So what do you say to such a remarkable group of young people? Here you are, filled with accomplishment, confidence, optimism. You're in a celebratory mood, but at the same time, there's fear, insecurity, and doubt about next year, and a sense of sadness that your high school days are over. What can I say to help you on your way? What words of wisdom can I impart? Well, I've always treated you the way I treat my kids. I don't sugarcoat things and I don't mince words. You see, this is not a public forum. This is a private, intimate talk. This is between each of you and me. This is what I would tell my son and daughter in private. In fact, this is what I have told my son and daughter in private. There are 3 things I want to talk to you about. I can summarize them in 2 words and a category. The 2 words are accountability and currency. And the category is one you would be hard-pressed to find in the game of Jeopardy. The category is 4-letter words starting with the letter F. I'll explain later. Let us start off with accountability, the first and foremost sign of maturity. The ability to acknowledge and assume responsibility for your choices, output, and actions. You made them. Own up to them and be prepared to accept any accolades or consequences stemming from them. As many of you leave the comfort and scrutiny of your homes and venture off to university far from your parents' gauge, how will you conduct yourselves? Will you complete your work on time? Will you study accordingly? Will your relationships be healthy ones? How will you react to difficult times? Will you be enticed by a bad element? Hopefully your values will guide you, but if you falter, as most of us do, don't make excuses. Don't blame others. It's not your professor's fault. It's not your roommate's fault. It's not the weather's fault. You screwed up. Take ownership, accept consequence, and work towards redeeming yourself. This is the reality of becoming an adult. And you are now venturing in that direction. And it's kind of scary. Take ownership of your actions and inactions and all that comes from them. You and only you are the author of your path. The second term I spoke of was currency. I'm using the term currency to refer to something having or representing value. In this sense, there are 2 types of currency. The one that most of you immediately think about and gravitate towards, cash, money. But there's another currency, one that is far more rare and one which is far more valuable than money, and that is experience. Of the 2 currencies, the one that you should take precedence in your lives, probably at least for the next decade, should be experience. You will have choices. Do you take the job that pays really well, or do you take the job that will afford you invaluable experience and hence insight, but may cramp your lifestyle for the next little while? I say to you, take the job that will provide you with experience. Good mentors are hard to find, and scenarios that you may be faced with in a challenging job will benefit you in the long run. The greater the experience you gain, the more valuable you will become, and the money will follow. Arm yourself for long-term success and do not be mesmerized by glitter. Most of you have an advantage over the general population. Build on it and you will be unstoppable. Experience creates separation. Experience is the most valuable currency. The third thing I mentioned was a category. Specifically, 4-letter words starting with the letter F. Some of you are thinking now. These are bad words. Words that make people cringe, words that should not be spoken around little kids or even young adults such as yourselves. Adults do not like to hear them. Parents want to protect their children from them. And you don't want to face up to the possibility that they may come into play next year. I, though, would be remiss if I didn't bring them up. I've used them, and personally I don't see them as being that bad. In fact, I feel that they must be discussed now that you're about to graduate, and I see no better form than this. The 4-letter F words I speak of are fear, fall, and fail. The greatest fear you have is of the unknown. You're excited about entering a new chapter in your lives, but at the same time apprehensive. What lies in store? Will I like it? Do I have what it takes to succeed at the next level? Embrace the opportunity to achieve at the next level. Yes, fear is a vital response to physical and emotional danger. If we didn't feel it, we couldn't protect ourselves from legitimate threats. But often we fear situations that are far more than life and death, and thus hang back for no good reason. Fear causes hesitation, and this leads to missed opportunities. Be bold. You're ready for what lies ahead. Now the word fail. For better use of the phrase, you will do dumbass things. You will. That may cause embarrassment, shame, a loss of respect, status. This is to basically fall. Get up, learn from the experience, and do not repeat it. We all fall, but invariably get back up, learn and move on. to fail, to not succeed, to not reach an expected target, to fall short in your attempt for a desired outcome. You will fail at something. We all do. There is no shame in not finding success in everything you do. It's called reality. How do you react to not succeeding is the important thing, though. I used to coach AAA hockey, specifically the defense. Defensemen get beat. As Mr. Eason and Mr. Robinson would attest, it happens at every level. There has never been a defenseman that has not had an opposing player at some point blow by them and make them look foolish. This is failure. It will happen more than once. My main concern was in how that defenseman reacted to failing. Did they slam their stick, pout, look skyward and curse the hockey gods, or did they turn and try to catch the player? Did they make every possible attempt to recover? Did they try to immediately address their failure, and just as importantly, did they learn from it? How you react to not succeeding is the single most important quality you can possess to set you up for future success. It is this very reaction which brings me to the last four-letter word I want to talk to you about. The one four-letter word that I want to guard you from and warn you about is the word quit. The word quit trumps all four-letter words for foulness. It is vile because it speaks directly to a lack of perseverance and relates to resigned effort. The thing about quit is that it is personal and private. Outside circumstances can cause fear, it can cause you to fall and to fail. But quit is only something you can do. No one else is involved, no one can quit for you. It is you and only you. You are the only one who controls your effort. Do not let yourself down. You will experience fear and you will invariably fall and you will fail. But as long as you do not quit, you will be fine. You will overcome all and you will succeed. I have confidence in your abilities to get through anything. This day will be one day in the whirlwind that's life. Kind of a cliche. Take a good look around. Remember the friends you sat with on graduation day, as they will be your friends for life. Remember the joy that your family felt as you close one chapter in your life and start another. Remember the feeling of excitement mixed with trepidation at what lies ahead. And hopefully, when you think back to this moment, you will remember accountability, currency, and four-letter words starting with the letter F. Not because you heard about them in a speech, but because you embrace them as core values that will guide you on any future path you choose to follow. To the class of 2012, on behalf of the Toronto Prep School staff, I'm honored in saying congratulations on a job well done. I look forward to seeing all the remarkable things I know you will accomplish. Thank you, congratulations, I will truly miss you.